the U19 bracket of the MLS Next Cup. It's Cedar Stars Academy Bergen and Strikers FC here at Geodis Park in Nashville. Here's a look at the bracket and how these teams got here. 3 one-goal wins for Cedar Stars Academy. 3 clean sheets for Strikers FC to get to the finals here in Nashville. Hi again, everybody. Welcome upstairs to the broadcast booth with former MLS star Ricky Lopez-Espin, Michael Watchering. Great to have you with us for this matchup. Ricky, what would you think is the mindset of these groups at this point?
I think when you get to this U19 level, you're talking about the last time a lot of these guys are going to play together, unless they're going to college or going to bigger, better things. So now how do you enjoy the moment? How do you embrace the moment? You enjoy this moment. You've worked so hard for this rest of this season, for this 90 minutes of football now, and now just going to express yourself.
It's a great matchup between these two sides. As we get ready for kickoff, we take a look at Cedar Stars Academy Bergen's starting 11 for this matchup. 4 players have scored. Ransford Guyan leads the way with 5.
You look at this 4-2-3-1 side for James Barnes. You're looking at DiFrancesco. He's going to stay high. He's going to occupy the center backs. Guyan on the left, DePino on the right. Very vertical in their movement. I do think for Cedar Stars Bergen, how quickly can they get up the tempo?
Looking at the other side for Strikers out of Irvine, California. Hayden Gus makes the start as the goalkeeper. What do you see out of this unit?
4-3-3 for Roy Chingarian. They want to be expansive. They want to make this thing attract me. You look at Rivas, Hudson, Eagleson, players that want to go after individual defender, but yet you have Moreno, Kaplan, and Salcedo. Look for them to be a little bit deeper and to dictate tempo.
Cedar Stars in the green. It's the red and blacks for Strikers FC. And we're underway in the U19 final of MLS Next Cup. Come in and hang out with us. Great to have you on board as we watch the U19 bracket unfold. It's the first time that we'll have a non-MLS academy win the championship. Orlando in 2021, Philly Union, or check that, Chicago in 2021, and the New York Revolution in each of the last 2 seasons. New England Revolution, that is. As we're ready into this match, find out which of these 2 sides lifts the hardware at the end. A foul whistle, and it'll be a free kick here as Skylar Kaplan takes an early knock. Off of the quick restart. Strikers here, 4-0 win in the round of 32 against Beachside, Connecticut. Round of 16, 3-1 against Bethesda. And in the quarterfinals and semifinals, 1-0 victories to reach the final. They're the 3rd Strikers team to reach an MLS Next Cup final. The U16s had made it each of the last 2 seasons, but fell to DC United and Atlanta United, respectively, the last 2 years. It's the first appearance in an MLS Next Cup final for Cedar Stars Bergen out of New Jersey and New York. Pollard unleashes the left-hand side. Guyan trickles it back. A 3-2 win against Santa Barbara in the round of 32. A 90+7 winner from Altiers. Round of 16, it was a 4-3 victory and a 90+5 winner from Aquaboa. Quarterfinal, 2-0 against Capital City. Semifinal, 2-1 against Breakers FC. Eagleston rotates it around to the right-hand side. For options, popping out Salcedo. Hutchin turns the edge. Back on it, Rivas hits the corner for at least a moment, but Rosario takes no chances and flies it to midfield. A lot of these players heading to the collegiate level after this. Many of the Strikers have already committed, and a chunk of Cedar Stars have also signed their letters to play in the fall. Salcedo and the lone goal against Triangle United in the semis, the 9th minute of that match. Belowski weaves this through, intended for Grayson Moreno, and the future Royal Amerimont forward unable to latch on to it. Certainly when you go from the Richard Siegel Soccer Complex to Geodis Park, it's a bigger atmosphere, but is there anything different in terms of sight lines that may be a little bit different when you're on the pitch?
I don't think so. You look at this U19 level, players that have had the experience growing up, whether it is in 30,000 plus stadiums or just a bleacher on the sideline, it's still the same game, right? You still 11v11 when you walk across that white line. Now, how do you settle into this thing as there is a trophy on the line? And yes, it might be old in the academy, so to say, but the message for Roy Chingarian and James Barnes is going to be play this game, do not play the occasion. Everything off the field can really get into the mindset of these young men. Apple TV, talk about MLS Stadium, an opportunity where they want to hopefully end their destination, signing a professional contract.
Ryder Jouts knocks that ball out. The first corner of the match goes to Cedar Stars. And Ransford Guyan grew up in Ghana, first soccer athlete to win back-to-back Gatorade National Players of the Year award. He's ready to sky this ball in here as Cedar Stars looks for the first chance. Guyan whips this ball towards the back post, headed through the mixer, and a long shot attempt coming here that bounces off of the Strikers player all the way out to midfield. Eagleston brings it in, and now a chance to unleash a counter-attacking opportunity. Eagleston just out of his reach, and it's played out by DePino. Corner kick now for Strikers.
Just see how explosive this striker side can be. Defensive set piece, 3 players within the 20 yards of their attacking 18-yard box. Give credit to DePino. No nonsense, and tries to get rid of danger or transition moments. How do you manage those? Those are going to be key for both of these sides.
Skylar Kaplan heads over to the corner flag, the lone sophomore on this U19 Strikers roster. He lines it up. Low lining ball in. Guyan the first man to touch it. Kaplan resets. This cross headed on and in. Taj Eagleston with the first goal of the tournament. And a lead for Strikers FC 1-0. Strikers FC
The dream start from this side from California. As an outside back in terms of a Guyan, picking and choosing when to advance yourself, just so important. And yet the quality that comes out within. You put the ball in a dangerous area, you give your teammates a chance. Positioned to perfection from Eagleston, and it's a little snap header over his left shoulder. No chance for CSA Bergen, not even a courtesy dive. 7 minutes in, 1-0, Strikers FC.
Eagleston, the 6th player to score in this tournament for Strikers. And the UC San Diego commit has Strikers on the front foot early. For a team that has not trailed so far in this tournament, a 1-0 lead, 6 minutes in.
It's going to do a world of good of the confidence for this Striker side. A side that wants to press high, that wants to force turnovers higher up the field. So how quickly, watch out. How quickly can they get their second goal? That's going to be the message for Roy Chingarian, a team that smells blood in the water right now.
Knudit picks this ball up. Really no chance on that good header from Eagleston. Cedar Stars trail for the first time since the round of 16. They trailed 1-0 and 3-2 in that matchup. The only match in which they've trailed.
What does this look like in terms of the reaction for the Cedar Stars Bergen side? You go down 1-0, not what you want within the first 10 minutes. So you're looking at Ortiz and Pollard, the double pivots, to get on the ball a little bit more, settle into this game, and get the confidence within your side.
What a change it was. A corner for Cedar Stars after a couple long-distance attempts. A clearance, a corner one, and a second ball that ends up. This time, Gus rather doesn't handle that ball all that well. It goes out, and it's another corner kick here for Cedar Stars. Cedar Stars have scored multiple goals in each of their 4 contests here at MLS Next Cup. It will require that today to win regulation. Guyot, high arcing bender this time around. And a foul whistle inside of the 18. Francisco called for the violation. What a start it is here. In the U19 bracket, we saw Chicago in the U15 take out LA Galaxy 3-1, and FC Delco controlling Real Colorado in the U16 bracket by a 3-0 margin. U19 match now in the U17s. Charlotte and LA Galaxy coming up in our finale here at MLS Next Cup. Jouts, throws it. Just parried away. 10th minute of action, Strikers lead in the U19 final. Taj Eagleston bouncing a header in on a Guyot cross. And Strikers hoping to make this the 3rd time a charm for the program to win an MLS Next Cup final. Michael Watring, Ricky Lopez, Espen, and our great Apple TV crew enjoying this match with you. Chowski tosses it in. Francesco able to get away from a couple. Now it sets up the wide side. Brodling unable to get there in time. Well timed by a Guyot. Good spell of possession here for Cedar Stars. Pollard. Ends for Guyot. Way back it goes. Rosario. A lot of possession, not a lot getting done. Direct pass to the top of the box. Warning wastes no time to get it away. Foul whistle. And a frustrating spell there for Cedar Stars. Good defensive work by Strikers.
I was about to say that for Strikers FC, really good, really compact defensively. No real gaps to play in between lines. And that's okay if you are the Cedar Stars Bergen side. Just get on the ball a little bit more, move the ball from left to right. You don't need to go quickly. It's only 13 minutes in. You have your whole game to call yourself back into it. So patient decision making is going to play a massive factor for James Barnes and company.
Guyot able to rescue the ball on the sideline as it goes out. Just 3 shots so far between the 2 sides. Sends this all the way down the field. It's going to bounce cleanly, though, to Anton Kanunen. Keeper for Cedar Stars Bergen. has one clean sheet in this tournament. Ricochet, Jouts. Now Kaplan. Hutchin. Pokes it. Moreno. Moreno lines it up. Noonan punches it away.
Clear trigger press for the strikers. Once this ball plays negative, they want to squeeze this thing and make it as tight as possible. Result of that, you get a lot of numbers higher up the field. Love the aggressive nature of Moreno here. Good first touch out of his body. He hits it really well, but in the end, straightforward save for Noonan. But center midfielder, him and Salcedo are going to play a massive part for this striker side this afternoon.
Second corner kick for strikers. Last time they had one, they didn't connect on the first pass, but on the second bout, they scored. Kaplan, again, only hits the first man. Cedar Stars handle this one better.
Good challenge.
Once again, a guy controlling that right side in both the attack and defensively.
I think the spacing has been really impressive. 15 minutes in for Roy Chingarian. You have Salcedo who drops a little bit deeper, so now it's Moreno and Kaplan. How do you split the difference on both sides of the ball? Been all one-way traffic to start this match.
We come to our first hydration break of the match. A quarter hour in, it's strikers out in front in the U19 final. How do Cedar Stars respond? Find out the answer when we return here on Apple TV. Eagleston's header in the 6th minute has strikers out in front of CSA Bergen in the U19 final. Michael Watrang, Ricky Lopez, Espen, and our terrific Apple TV broadcast team. Excited to have you on board for this one, inviting you to come in and stay a while with us here today in MLS Next Cup action. 2 shots aside so far. Strikers with the edge, a team that has not trailed so far in this tournament. CSA Bergen has overcome 2 deficits in this tournament to advance. That happened in the round of 16. Strikers in the red and blacks. It's the greens for CSA Bergen. And now the question at this point is, how does CSA Bergen find some penetrative runs at this point? And Ricky, when you look at this side, they've had some possession. Just once they get towards the 18-yard box, there's not a lot going on.
Now, what do you do in the final third? That's going to be the message for James Barnes, whether it's a movement, whether it's a crispness of your passing. You need to unbalance the striker side. The 2 center backs, Belowski and Hornig, have been really comfortable to start this match. Not once have we seen them turn around and face their own net. Whether it's a selfless run from DeFrancesco, Ian DePino need to become a little bit more influential as this first half progresses.
Strikers have been extremely difficult to break down. They've given up 1 goal in 4 matches. It was when Bethesda in the round of 16 tied the match at 1 apiece. Can CSA Bergen find a solution? Aquaboa hits that off of a defender, and it's given away. Eagleston, and now Hutchin, team's leading goal scorer in the tournament, on the overlap. Eagleston curls one around, doesn't get a piece of Kanunen, and it goes out. And again, the creativity for strikers leading to chances.
Been really impressed with the work rate of Eagleston, as everyone thinks this ball is going to be punched into the feet of Moreno as a bit of a decoy. Now you have Eagleston making that deep lying run, really hard to track. It just pulls it a little bit wide. So you say Bergen need to be a little bit more compact, better in terms of their communicating at passing players off defensively.
Tears. The defender falls down. Pollard.
You just see how many numbers are behind the ball for strikers. So for CSA Bergen, the ball needs to move really quickly.
Guyan. And his sights set on the middle. Tears, and it goes out. Pollard able to turn the corner. Moreno, good work right there to force the ball back. Last night at this park, MLS action, Nashville taking out NYCFC 1-0. A quick turnaround to get 4 games in here today. Guyan dancing. Red jerseys all around him, and it's Moreno that pokes it away. Taken right back, though, Ortiz. Left right sideline. Future UConn Husky to Pino in. Guyan. It's Rivas. Better spell here for CSA Bergen. Looking for that missing ingredient. Ortiz sprints into space. Guyan wide left. Lines this ball up all the way across. Jouts knocks it away. Longling back into the 18. And now strikers can have a spell of possession. Hutchin unable to hold on to it. Since the goal, CSA Bergen dominating possession, but still sitting on just 2 shots in the match. There's a foul. Warning. Commits it. And a free kick coming. Strikers handle this moment. No foul whistle. Guyan has it in the middle of the field. Lines up to Pino. Wachowski unable to win the race to it. Now provides pressure. Belowski. Eagleston sends it to midfield. Rosario. Wandling on the left. Throws this ball in. It bounces off of the foot of De Francesco. CSA Bergen equalizes 1-1.
After the hydration break, this CSA Bergen side has been the better of the two. Just watch number 9, right side of your screen. He peels off Hornick. He can't see him. Pelosi can't get to him. It's a fantastic ball in from Wandling. Picture perfect. Any sort of deflection, too close in proximity for just to make any sort of action on it. And as a number 9, you make your living in and around that 18-yard box. Fantastic movement. Even better finish than 1-1.
Third goal of the tournament for the High Point commit. And CSA Bergen levels the terms at 1 apiece. Could be in for quite the seesaw affair in this matchup. Just when it looked like there were no seams in the back line for strikers, CSA Bergen clogs the box, gets a goal. Team that has now scored 12 times in their 5 matches.
It's just really professional, the way that they went about their business. On the ball, composed, playing what the game gave them. Didn't want to overcomplicate it, didn't want to force it. As Wanley picks up his head. A lot of numbers in the attacking 18-yard box. Put it into the mixer and see what happens. And then it's up to the movement of the number 9 that wants to get on the end of it. If you are James Barnes, you're going to be really pleased with the reaction from your side.
Both goals in this match have asked questions of the central defenders aerially. And the attackers winning the first 2 chances. Guyan, left channel.
And he's been lively.
Part of a long lineage of excellent players from St. Benedict's in New Jersey. Some elite stars have come out of that program. Pollard. Now Eagleston, the goal scorer for strikers, unable to clear, and it's cleaned up by Jouts for a moment. Kaplan goes in strong against De Francesco. Guyan, 2 defenders on him, draws so much attention. And it does go out here, and it's a corner for CSA Bergen.
Just his positioning is asking questions of CSA, or excuse me, of the strikers, because he's staying high and wide. So now if you're a Guyan, you need to make a decision. Do I go down to close down the space, or do I sit compact with my back line? A little bit of a hesitation. Now you give Guyan the ability to create something out of nothing. So comfortable in tight spaces. Just watch how quickly Salcedo closed down the space in that instance. Really well done by the defensive midfielder.
William Alters heads over to take this corner kick. Looping ball, middle of the box, punched away by Gust. Intercepted here at midfield. Pollard resets.
No answers at the moment for the strikers. Dealing with the initial pressure for CSA Bergen. I'll not be surprised if we see Roy Chagarian message to these young men, play a little bit more direct, bypass the line, and gain some real estate higher up the field.
CSA Bergen playing with 10 on the field right now. Francis Di Francesco is off of the field, getting tended to. Might have caught a nosebleed. And CSA Bergen will take their time, and now it looks like the blood hasn't quite stopped. This game has shifted mightily in terms of possession in favor of CSA Bergen. Here's a pass in a precarious area. Salcedo intercepts. Salcedo throws it in first time, and it's cleared away. Aquaboa gets to it first time with Hutchin on his backside.
Or this ball is placed is a nightmare for any defensive unit, because now Kanunen, he needs to be really decisive. If he elects to come off his line, Hutchin last second slashes across, or tries to, for Aquaboa. How many times have we seen an moment, a mistake from our center back, because he needs to make a play on this thing. Fortunate for him, goes up and over the crossbar.
Salcedo measures this corner, the third of the first half for Strikers. Salcedo boomerangs this ball in, immediately headed away by Pollard. Agayan right back where it came from. Salcedo. Agayan knocks this away, and a second go at it now for the Strikers side. Francesco back onto the pitch. Salcedo swings it in. Hutchin heads it. It hits off of the head of Rosario. And ultimately cleared away. Again, Aquaboa doing his work. Future Virginia Cavalier. And this one is cleaned up. Knudsen. Those are dangerous balls. Hutchin, goal-scoring mentality. And Knudsen cleans it up. Aquaboa sends it down the field. This is over everybody's head, and Gust, Cal Poly Pomona signee, gathers it in. What a great matchup we have here in the MLS Next Cup final of the U19 bracket, tied at 1 apiece. Eagleston in the 6th minute scoring the opener for Strikers. CSA Bergen equalizing De Francesco as we hit the 1/3 point of this U19 final. Joined by former Creighton Blue Jay Ricky Lopez Espin and our Dynamite Apple TV team, Michael Watring with you, enjoying this matchup here. And CSA Bergen has shifted the tide since the opener from Eagleston.
Some good math, Michael. 1/3. Bring a calculator out for that one.
Well, when you do enough games, you typically can figure out some of these numbers. I was a decent math student for a time.
Decent? What is decent? C?
Yeah, like when it was simple, you know, multiplication, and then once you started to get letters into the fixture.
Oh, no, that's when you lost.
Yeah,
me as well.
that's when you lost me. That's when I was not good. It's time for another hydration break. 1 apiece in the U19 final of MLS Next Cup. Good to have you with us. Stretch run of the first half comes your way when we return. 34th minute here in the U19 final of MLS Next Cup. CSA Bergen 1, Strikers 1. It was Strikers early, 6-minute goal, Taj Eagleston, his first of the tournament. And then De Francesco, his third of this tournament, equalizing for CSA Bergen in the 24th minute. Match 3 of 4 today at Geodis Park to wrap up an excellent week of activities in MLS Next Cup. Michael Watrang, Ricky Lopez, Espen, and our Apple TV team bringing you the action at the largest soccer-specific stadium in North America. Ricky, what's your assessment of these two sides through the first 35?
I think it's been good, exactly what we would expect in a title match. Highly contested. You see the quality from both of these sides. Strikers started off a little bit better in terms of on the front foot asking the questions, but since the CSA Bergen side has conceded, they've actually grown into this game in a weird way. It's actually given them some confidence that they can play with this striker side. I do think for Roy Jagarian, you need to get this man on the ball a little bit more, pulls the strings, is the engine in the middle of the park for what this side from California is trying to do.
These two sides needed 1-goal wins to get to this point in the semifinals. You expected nothing less in a hotly contested U19 final. Many of these players will be on to college after this. There are a few younger players that still have high school eligibility remaining. Salcedo lines up a guy in, but that's over everybody, and it ends up out. It's a beautiful day here in the Music City. Off to our left-hand side is the skyline of downtown Nashville. It's a great facility here at Geodis Park. A terrific setting all week for this matchup. And it all ends tonight with a U17 final. LA Galaxy and Charlotte with dramatic wins in their semifinal matches. Shots sit at 3 apiece right now. Set pieces have been important. 4 corners to 3 in favor of Strikers. Excellent touch here. Jouts. Gallops forward. Jouts with choices. Jouts decides to take it himself. Knudin leaves his hands off of it as it goes wide.
Good little action here from the Strikers as Jouts takes the space given to him. So if you are Gorchowski or Akaboa, you have to at one point engage and close down the space. You cannot afford to give any player in a red jersey a free shot from about 20 yards out. Fortunate for them, he just pulls it a little bit wide.
Strikers with a long lineage of stars. 9 U.S. men national team members have come through that program. On the other side, one of CSA Bergen's future stars, Tavon Gray, was in uniform last night on this pitch for NYCFC against Nashville. And it would be the team from the Volunteer State winning 1-0. Agayan heads that ball. Higher trajectory as Agayan circles this. Francesco chases. His last touch by Agayan. Throw in coming. Will either side seize control before halftime, or do we walk in tied at 1 apiece? Agayan chasing Agayan. Bodies tumble to the ground, and it's a foul whistled here. Won't be anything more. In a bad spot that time was Agayan as Pollard commits the foul.
Fantastic battle that we have on that far side. Agayan and Agayan, really talented in their own right. Agayan's a really good 1v1 defender. Hopefully he's okay to keep on going. No ill will from Ortiz, but definitely catches him.
Hutchin wins that. Just ends up all the way out wide for a goal kick.
Just see the high pressure from the strikers, leaving 4 guys high. If you're CSA, you need to do exactly this. Bypass the pressure, try to win second balls, and try to stretch out the strikers' formation so you can open up the gaps of play in between. Good recognition from Rosario there.
Ransford Guyan somehow splits 2 defenders. It's a majestic run from Guyan. Throws it all the way across. Pino spins it in. It cannot control it. That was wonderful by the 2-time Gatorade National Player of the Year.
How good has he been? Exactly what he wants. Head full of steam. Just watch how quickly he gets this thing out of his feet. A double tap around the corner. And it's a right idea. As DiFrancesco peels off to that back post, just a bit overhit. And he can be a difference maker for this CSA Bergen side, and he's shown that.
On the foot race, Aquaboa wins possession. It's going to be a booking here as well. Grayson Moreno, first man booked.
Aquaboa's first to there. It's a follow through from Moreno that gets him in trouble. 20 minutes in, your center midfielder on a booking now. Big test for the young man in terms of his discipline and his positioning for the remainder of this final.
Pino chases. Cannot get there quite in time. Shielding Belowski. The future Northwestern Wildcat wins the foul. Kaplan for strikers. Gets bumped into by Altiers. Senseno begins this charge for strikers. Eagleston, the initial target. It's over his head. Gorjowski watches it out. Three strikers converge, and it's Eagleston that comes out of there with it. Hornig lines things up here in the 43rd minute. Guyan, and Guyan starting to really find a nice little back and forth tussle on that left side. And yet again, here comes the middle attack. Altiers spins it through the middle. DiFrancesco doesn't link on.
As this first half has progressed, you start to see the strikers getting a little bit stretched in their structuring. Gaps starting to open up. Altiers coming a little bit more involved. Guyan having the ability to break down piece by piece against a Guyan. As we see, it's Hutchin that picks up a yellow card.
Caught slightly off that time around. Goes in the books. 2 yellow cards in the last couple minutes for strikers players. Closing in on halftime of this matchup. It's a great start to this. Strikers getting the opener in the 6th minute. CSA Bergen responding in the 24th. Pino chases, jouts, able to get there in time, but there's a foul whistled behind the play on the initial pass. CSA Bergen right in front of midfield will restart.
But it's a result of getting stretched out. So now, as you try to battle for second balls, you have to cover so much ground. If you are Salcedo, Kaplan, and Moreno, great ball.
De Francesco, what a turn that is. De Francesco, Gust, rises to the occasion. Guyan once more, been the conductor for this side. Pino was salivating, but it's Eagleston that gets the last touch.
Just watch this run for number 2 Wondling. As he continues it, De Francesco spins his defender as the top. That ball needs to be cut back on top of the 6. If it does, it's 2-1 for CSA Bergen. What a fantastic little combination play in that far end. Now decision making needs to be a little bit more critical for your number 9.
6 minutes of stoppage time here in this first half of the U19 final. Guyan, Kaplan steps over.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Michael. As this ball rotates over, there's about 10 to 15 yards between lines for the strikers. So that tells you 2 things. Maybe fatigue starting to set in them a little bit, but also the movement from CSA Bergen. He's been asking questions and testing the decision-making shape of the side from California.
Eagleston's been all over the field so far, but Guyan wins possession back. Guyan runs into Kaplan. Possession is won. This ball bounces underneath the feet. Rivas tosses it in. And no troubles there for Knudin. Stoppage time of this MLS Next Cup final. Guyan. Pollard. Now Gorchowski. Dances around. It's a dummy here. Pino forces this throw. 3 minutes into stoppage time. Gorchowski spins it all the way into the box. 3rd minute of first half stoppage time. 1 apiece between CSA Bergen and Strikers. Eagleston scoring first in the 6th minute. And Francesco answering in the 24th. Strikers have still not trailed in this tournament. To maintain that the rest of the half. Salcedo. Eagleston, the goal scorer. Here's Kaplan stepping forward. Strikers looking to mount one more charge here before halftime. Rivas loops this ball around, and Knudin catches despite 2 men right in front of him. First MLS Next Cup championship for either of these 2 programs. Chicago Fire winning in 2021, New England Revolution winning back-to-back championships. Pollard sends it over to Ransford Guyan. Boa. Pino debating. Eagleston has the response. He's been impressive in this first half, huh?
They've been very impressive on both sides of the ball. That's the opening goal, but also defensively, he's been helping out his outside back, Jouts, who's been under a lot of pressure. CSA is trying to create overloads on wide parts of the field, so now you're forcing the hands of both wingers. How committed are they to do the dirty side of the game? Nice touch.
Hutchin. Here's Salcedo, able to get that pass forward. It stays in play. DePino after this one, but Belowski turns it away. Aquaboa knew that Hutchin was offside, so he can take his time to leave this ball all the way back. Kanunen brings it back into his 18-yard box. Closing in on the end of this first half, why have the tables turned from Strikers looking like the better side in the opening quarter hour to CSA Bergen controlling possession?
I think they've been more composed, settle into this game, and stay true to their identity. Maybe a bit shaky to start this match, but since they conceded, start to see Ortiz, Polar get on the ball a little bit more, pull the strings, and result of that, their front four has been really clever in the space that they pick up between the lines. I'll not be surprised if we see Roy Chingarian elect to be a bit more compact, not go into a high pressure kind of unit to start the second 45, mid to low block, get everyone behind the ball, and try to frustrate the CSA Bergen side. Because that's when this game has really changed, when CSA Bergen have gone on the ball and find those little pockets of space. So how compact and in unison can you be for the strikers on both sides of the ball? That's going to be a massive talking point in this next 45 minutes.
Shots tied at 5 apiece, each side with 2 shots on target, and each side with a goal. And closing in on the end of this first half of play between CSA Bergen and Strikers in the U19 final. One of the two will celebrate, get the hats, t-shirts, and most importantly, the hardware. Here's Eagleston again. He's not shy. Leaves it to the left-hand side. Jouts able to get it in. Aquaboa keeps it in. And likely the last kick coming here in a few moments here in this half. Guyan is chasing this. It doesn't reach the edge. It's well handled, and a big bellow of a yell from Belowski.
It's a really good opportunity for Strikers to create an overload here. Eagleston just a little bit too heavy into the pass of Jouts, sends him too far deep. Well, those are the moments against a run of play. How clinical and composed can you be higher up the field?
Some bonus time here in this first half. Eagleston, there is your first half whistle. And in the U19 final, it's 1 apiece at the break. CSA Bergen won, Strikers won. Step out for a break. When we come back, MLS Next technical director Luis Robles will stop by the booth and we'll talk about the progression of MLS Next when we return. But halftime at Geodis Park, 1 apiece between Cedar Stars Academy Bergen and Strikers.
Right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. It's not like Cream on cream. The fit is cold. Ice cream. You like that?
Tied at halftime in the U19 final. CSA Bergen and Strikers FC tied at 1 apiece. Here at Geodis Park, we welcome you back upstairs to the broadcast booth. Michael Rickey and the technical director of MLS Next, Luis Robles. And Luis, this tournament has been great throughout. What's it mean to put this on year after year and have this kind of success?
Well, when you think about just how long the season is, you want to have a final moment, that culmination of the hard work and the sacrifice that each club, the admins, the coaches, the parents, and of course the players really endure throughout the entire season. So you want to put on, at least from our perspective, the type of event that matches that. And when you look at this year's event, we feel like it has been that. Not only has the competition been incredible, the venue has been great, even the participation and the attendance of college coaches as an all-time high. There's a lot of positives that we can take from this.
And Luis, I want to talk about when you were a player. Where have you seen the most growth from the academy to now being in the other side of the ball?
I think even you know that, Ricky, in the sense that growing up in the 90s and the 2000s and seeing just the impact that Major League Soccer has had in this country when it comes to development, and it continues to get better. When I see this tournament, I see the event, the level of the talent is truly remarkable. So it's exciting to see not only them on full display, but it leaves me excited as we look to the future, what the next generation brings and how it will continue to push this league forward.
When you look at this final, you have 2 MLS Next Elite Academies playing. How important are those MLS Next Elite Academies to the overall ecosystem?
Incredibly important. When you look at just the player pool, the domestic player pool within Major League Soccer, the amount of professionals that have come through academies such as these, they're massive contributors. And going forward, that will continue to be the same. I do think that we're seeing more and more players funnel to MLS academies, but it's a pretty big country, and that talent pool is huge. And so you want to see clubs such as Cedar Stars Academy Bergen, Strikers FC continue to develop players that make their way to the next level. And I think even next year, there's a new wrinkle to our competition. Pro player pathway historically has been 15s and 17s. Next year, it will be 16s and 18/19s, which is going to make that top age group even more competitive. And it's going to be not only great for MLS academies, but I think even more so for elite academies as they continue to develop the bulk of our player pool and put more and more professionals onto the radar of Major League Soccer teams.
That's great insight. Really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
That's MLS Next technical director Luis Robles. It's halftime here in Nashville. 1 apiece between CSA Bergen and Strikers FC. Back with more in a moment.
the tournament. Let's take a look at the highlights from this match as they wade their way through the tunnel in Geodis Park. Expectations were high for both sides, coming off sensational semifinal victories. The first 20 to 30 minutes of this match were dominated by Denko. They get the goal early from Shabangu.
Fantastic individual technique from Shabangu. How quickly he gets this thing out of his feet, not giving Real Colorado the sign to close down the space. 1-0 FC Delco.
It was in the 37th minute. Colorado started to find some things. This was the best chance of their match.
If this ball goes into the back of the net, completely different match. But as he's falling back, that's why it goes up and over the crossbar. Atwater is going to want that one back.
Tough sequence for Atwater, who was admirable along the back line all match long. Here's Capretto on the assist.
It starts with the defense. You turn your defense into offense after the high pressure. Head up the whole way for Capretto because the spaces at the back post can get Landon. Still has a lot to do. As he gets his shoulders quickly towards the goal, simply nods it home. FC Delco in the driver's seat, 2-0.
Just unlucky for Miles Patton. That took an unfortunate bounce. And here's where Michael Capretto really showed his stuff. One-on-one on the outside, and it's just, you can't ask for much more.
Special players produce special moments in special games. Just watch how quickly he sets up his individual defender. A little bit of explosiveness, picks up the set, says, no one's gonna come with me, don't mind if I do, I'll go on my own. Roofs this thing, goal and assist for the MVP, the Golden Boot winner, and FC Delco, champions at the U16 level.
Chicago Fire are the U15 champions. Let's take a look back at how it all happened here today at Geodis Park. A thrilling walk out of the tunnel for all these players playing in the MLS venue, and it was Los Angeles who struck first off a brilliant cross, and Aaron Medina was doing what he does.
It's a fantastic ball in from Steelman as he creates a little bit of space, head up the whole way, but the movement from Medina all afternoon was fantastic. LA Galaxy, they strike first from a free header from about 6 yards out.
And your Adidas man of the match, Aaron Jimenez, who's been so valuable all throughout this tournament, he gets taken down, and it's the left back who's going to step up to take the penalty after that.
He just turns Ramirez like a top. How quickly he gets this ball on his left foot. So who's going to step up? Who's going to shoulder the pressure? Field. Not the most convincing of pens, but all that matters is it walks over that end line. Nelson does just enough. 1-1 Chicago Fire.
1-1 in the dying stages of the first half, 43rd minute here. And Chicago's gonna get a fizzer of a goal from Morales from right up around the 18. This was probably one of the best buildups all day from the Fire.
And it starts with the right back, 62 Chavez. As he gets into that final third unmarked, just watch how clever this little step over is from Jimenez. He understands I have a player on my backside, but I also understand that I have a center midfielder making a trailing run from about 12 yards out. And Morales still has a lot to do. 2-1 Chicago Fire, but you knew LA Galaxy was not going to go down without a fight. But when you have a player like even off between the sticks, he's going to stand up, he's going to keep you into this game, and more importantly, he's going to keep this lead intact for Chicago Fire.
This was the last great chance. It came off the foot of Juan Martinez, just sends it high. Obviously, the impact of Ivanov in that moment, closing off the angle. And here, what a moment in the dying stages. Andy +3, Darius height.
You talk about composure, you talk about athleticism, but you pair that with quality and technical ability. The young man has it all, and he's shown through MLS Next Cup around the corner and one defender as he rounds the goalkeeper, Nelson. Thank you very much. 3 goals to Chicago Fire. We're off to the corner to celebrate because more importantly, we just won the U15 bracket.
Strikers and CSA Bergen, one apiece. Michael and Ricky back with you at halftime. And this cross from a guy, and what a finish it was from Taj Eagleston.
That's a number 9. Your movement in and around that 18-yard box is everything. As this ball rotates out, just watch how quickly he gets the right body position, the goal side of his individual marker. Fantastic snap header over his left shoulder. 1-0, Strikers FC.
Very similar scripts for CSA Bergen as they finish off of this header. It's Dave Francesco.
No pressure on the ball whatsoever, and just watch the body position of every Strikers defender. Gets caught ball watching, the man with the plan, active in around that 18-yard box. Fantastic little direction from De Francesco, and he draws even. 1-1.
One apiece the score at halftime. And here at Geodis Park, the home of Nashville, SC and MLS. What a venue this is to watch this matchup. And it's one apiece at halftime. And how does this second half come out to play? Where's the script going for this one? Certainly felt like Strikers were the stronger side right out of the gates. And defensively, they were very stout. There was really no seams to be had for CSA Bergen. And then all of a sudden, the final 25 minutes was all the team from New York and New Jersey. And the question will be, for Strikers, how do they get some of that rhythm that they had in the first half? They make 3 changes at halftime. Devin Zachary, Joe Moyer, and Xander Zill all come onto the pitch. Hutchin, Moreno, and Rivas come out. So Roy Chingarian seeing a chance for his side to make a few changes, getting ready for half number 2. Ricky, what's the key to the second half in your eyes?
I think if you ask the CSA Bergen side, now it's a final action, because most of that first 45, you were on the ball, you were creating opportunities, but now it's what do you do inside that final third? How clinical can you be on the other side for Strikers? How do you find the same energy you came out of the gates with? You took this game to CSA Bergen, and now get some confidence within the side, settle into this second half, and hopefully you can get into the score sheet the first 10 to 15 minutes here.
Moyer bounces that off the defender. It's a corner kick here for Strikers. The talent level of this Strikers team on display. Moyer, a Stanford commit. Zachary had what would be the game winner in the quarterfinals against the powerhouse Sockers. And now it is Skylar Kaplan, ready to take this corner kick. 5th of the match for the team from Irvine, California. Kaplan whips this ball. That ball is blasted over everybody. Moyer gives chase. He's able to rescue, and it ping-pongs off of the feet of Altiers. A little overcast here in the middle of the state of Tennessee. Well, this is how Zachary scored that game winner against Sockers. Poloski launched the throw in. He's looking for Zachary again. Instead, it's Horning off the outside of the netting, and the central defender had a chance at brilliance.
Oh, so nicely to Hornig. Unable to get it on target. The angle is close. That's going to be a cause for concern for CSA Bergen. Set pieces, individual duels need to be a little bit more
pivots. Strikers, strong start to the second half. Moyer gets the edge. That's for Guy, unable to save. One more matchup to come. U17 final. And the Galaxy and Charlotte. The MLS Next Cup Championship. We've already seen FC Delco in the U16s and Chicago Fire in the U15s. Claim a championship. We'll do the duties here. Finally spins this ball in. Agayan. Last touched by Moyer. Strikers here because of their defensive prowess. They've outscored opponents in this tournament 10-2, including this match. And 3 clean sheets in their first 4 contests. And they have not trailed so far in MLS Next Cup. Meanwhile, CSA Bergen on the other side, they've led for 261 of their 360 minutes. Entering this match, twice they trailed against FC Dallas